Good morning and good evening, America. Yes, so I thought I'd just come live a little bit just to talk about what's going on, what's new, and see if we want to chat a little, you know. I've got some pretty exciting things. This is, we've got the Worldwide Association of Window Cleaners. Jim Prom here, Marcus Bay's here, Jason Poulin is here. This is a bumper sticker, UV resistant bumper sticker. We've got them for the members and we've got them for the mentors. So we're very, very close. The Window Cleaner app is live in Google Play. For those of you who are in Google Play, Peter Thomas is here. Good morning to you, sir, my favorite man. And we've got very, 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 very close. My goodness, going with Apple is so difficult. Lucas is here. Look at this, Lucas. Boom. Worldwide Association of Window Cleaners, right? Mentor stickers, member stickers, right? And it's an association with a small a, no board of directors, no rules, just you're a paying member of the Window Cleaner app, then you're in this association. We've already got people from Italy, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and we haven't even started pushing it yet. Like, it's very, very, very exciting. And there's so many things in there. Jamie Schmidt said he does duct cleaning as an add-on service, you know, during as part of a seasonal sort of filling, and we're actually supplying duct cleaning tools into Australia, and so we've got a group for duct cleaning. We've got a group for pressure washing, soft washing. There's a group there for being able to chat with AC Lockyer and soft wash systems, soft washology, all that sort of thing. John Mickelson's here, Joel Lamb. Any question you've got, like, this is a let's chat, right? So, and I want to talk about 2020. We've got like loads of new tools. We're just lodging our patent now for Reach It Rubber, which is a whole new design on rubber for window cleaning. We've been testing it with our prototypes and I'm pretty excited about that. Then we'll go to channels. We've got radial out. I'll do another one on radial soon so everybody gets their head around that. But have a look at my wall or any of the groups, like see some of the videos from Peter Thomas. Peter Thomas is down under in Perth, Australia. He's here. And so he's got like bright sunny days, he's cleaning schools, so he's got loads of, you know, really, really dirty windows to clean. So he's showing off, you know, how the radial can work one-handed. Boom, boom, boom. The Republic of Texas is in here too. Yes, gotta love Texas. This is the next thing. We've just put a pause on it. We've actually got it all set and ready to go. But this is silicon, a silicon bristle. Nick Muriello's here. Boom, good. So silicon, I'll tell you there's three ways to agitate. I'm very, very passionate about rethinking. Jose is here. Yes, sir, I am great. Three ways to agitate if you think about it. The scratch, scrape, and grab. So bristles can scratch, and you can angle the bristles, you know, 30 to 45 degrees. Yeah, Jimmy Jones is one of the prototype tester. He has the silicon, right? He's been using it for, I don't know, maybe 8 months. Oh, the prototype pump? Yeah, okay. Remind me in a minute. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. Let me put it this way, John. If we get it, no. Nick Sanders has got it right. Craig Hardman has got it right. Those two guys are the ones working on it. Peter Thomas is also working on it. So there's a bunch of guys down under in Australia that are working on the concept of of not needing a buffer tank with an RO system. Yes, yeah, Reach It Rubbers, buddy. Come on, don't give me low network connection. Oh dear, good on you. All right, so scratch. So what we're doing is we're trying to take things off glass with water. We're not taking it into solution, right? So DI resins take things into solution, like nuclear isotopes and nuclear power plants. You can also, when you do chemical mixing in laboratories, like when you buy your diluted, you know, chemicals. They do that into distilled water so that you put one drop in it, it goes and it goes all the way through the water. But what we're doing when we're window cleaning is we're taking dirt into suspension, right? The stuff that's on a window doesn't go into solution, it goes into suspension, right? So whatever water and bristles can't get, like the bristles are just, you know, scratching at the glass. So you can have some bristles scratching at 90 degrees, some bristles scratching at 30 to 45 degrees. That's, you know, same as using a blade, right? So that's what you can do with a scratch. So the other one is a blade. Now a blade is when you've got a surface and you're going to go parallel to the surface, yeah? So that's what steel wool does, bronze wool does, what we call the cheese grater. Garen is here from Canada. No, you're from Canada. Greg Farmer's here. Jamie Schmidt, yes, we're coming to the PWMCA 20th. It's a 4-day thing. Eric Gillian's here from down under Dunedin, New Zealand. So Eric, look at these. You will be, I hope you'll be a mentor in the Worldwide Association of Window Cleaners. Yeah. So everybody's going to get a bumper sticker when they join the window cleaner app. And Jamie Schmidt was telling me that he does duct cleaning as part of his fill-in, work that he does alongside. He was originally a window cleaner, now he does pressure washing, soft washing, and he does duct cleaning. So now we've got a group in the window cleaner app for duct cleaning. So anybody who wants to learn about duct cleaning as an add-on service will be able to go specifically there. So what we're trying to do is say it's the industry in a pocket. If you want to have a quick look at what's going on in the window cleaner app, Doug Rucker's here from Doug Rucker Pressure Washer Training and Store, and you can reach it in the Doug Rucker store, right? Local, yeah. So so any of you want to do training, we've now got a online training module. We haven't loaded we've loaded one Bodgy course, a sample course, but actually guys like Jamie Schmidt will be able to run an education program. Doug Rucker will be able to run an education program, and then you can learn about what you want to learn, what they want to share inside the app, and then migrate across into their systems, pay them their money. So we're also going to be inviting vendors to come in. So if you've got a favorite vendor, manufacturers only. Like, we're not bringing in the resellers, because the resellers want 45 to 50% of everything which we give them. So we would rather say, look, give us 10% and you can sell them to the members of the group. We just clip 10% off as a drop ship. That's the strategy. It's all transparent. The mentors, right? The guys who are mentors, right, get 10% credit in store for any orders that are facilitated through their group. But if you want to know more, I will not be in Savannah this week. I am in Ningbo, China, and it's Chinese New Year, right? Starts tomorrow. Last day of work today for these guys here. We're going to be working through, of course. And we've got our warehouse with Jason Hatch in Des Moines, and we've got a warehouse down in Palermo Beach in Florida also. So we've got stock in 2 places in the States, for during the Chinese New Year. So most of the things we should be able to keep shipping. Radial brushes are all going out today. All known orders, right, should go out today. So, or the balance of them. So we're excited about that. All right, so back to agitation. Yeah, ask any questions, right? Ask any questions. But the scrape is like this, right? Parallel. That's why steel wool doesn't scratch glass. You know why? Because you're not putting steel wool bristles on glass. You're not putting the tips. Ashley Latimer is here. You are gorgeous and a great champion. Ashley, in the window cleaner app, there's actually ladies in mobile cleaning, right? So I'm thinking how to, come and see me in Myrtle Beach. I'm thinking, Ashley, how to give free membership to spouses. So the spouses can have their own area. Got to be a female to belong to that group. I'm going to make it a closed group so people can approve based on gender or gender preference or gender identity, whatever. I'm not getting into that. But the idea is that there's things, imagine if wives could actually see what's going on and could be involved, but they're not actually in the business. So we're looking at coupon codes, for spouses. That'll come sometime down the track. But the window cleaner app is a completely blank canvas, right? If you go to the duct cleaning group, there's nothing in there. If you go to, yes, Jimmy, we can do dual. That's the part of what I was thinking when I was going to talk today was, how do I drive this forward again? We've got a survey going out about attack mops, right? So this is attack mops. We've got loads of different mops. We can do, maybe I've got a dual, right? These are all actually the original prototypes. We can do anything, right? So we can do, if we want to, we can just do single, whatever. There's so much, I want to share what I know so that you can tell me what you want, right? Like, for example, inside this microfiber, right, that's the thing which you see. But on the other side is what I know is there, right? So in here is very, very high quality microfiber. This holds 6 times its own weight in water. But we can put 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers, and then you'll be able to carry more water. right? So we've also got a bottle on a belt system with a mega clip. So we're looking, what do you want to carry on your belt? What would you carry on your belt? We're working with Byron Guest with the WAG bag, which will carry 4 wag tails, beautifully slotted in, handles exactly where you want them. We're doing a 4-slot, 2-slot, and an open. There'll be a square, whether you call it a gunslinger or a reach it holster or whatever. There'll be a square one that we're going to develop this year as well. So that'll be the square range, and they'll have mega clip on the front. You can put a blade, or you can put another little mini squeegee or something like that. Radial weapon I have shown to my prototype team yesterday. Whew, it's gorgeous. We'll have that, the prototype for radial weapon, and a couple of other new products. We'll have them at the PWMCA in Myrtle Beach, February 21, 22. I'll be there with my best buddy in the United States of America, George Aguilar from Empire High Rise. He goes from place to place, helping window cleaners clean windows. Kim Little is here from... You still doing Ionics, Kim? Somebody mentioned you the other day. I kind of like your, you can't put around... I think it was you. Somebody sent me a video of a presentation. Right, you can't put a round brush in a square corner. That's so wrong. Have a look at radial. Bing, bing, jiggy, 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 right? Now we've mastered the last bastion. I'm rambling, right? But the last bastion of the constructor brush generation, from going back to the beta brush packs, through the constructor brush to all-rounder, and through to the window weapon, and through to radial. The last bastion was to be able to have directional water, so you've got the water where you need it, over the top, into the corners, down the edge, and you can actually get the spider webs and the debris out of the corners accurately. And there's no brush does that properly, right? Until radial. So that's the it's amazing. Are you allowed to moonlight for radial, Kim? Are you allowed to sell the odd radial brush? You're gonna love it. It's gonna take the world by storm. It's like boom. It's the end of the journey. That's like the holy grail. There's nowhere to go after radial, right? We have no ideas on how to improve radial. That's amazing. 5 years that took. We still haven't got our patent. We spent $45,000 on the patent for that, and it's still with the examiner. All right. So how much fun is that? All right. So scratch, scrape, and grab. Right. Grab. Now, yeah. No, you're a good dude. You're a top dude, Mr. Kim Little. Grab is the unique one, right? So how did I know about Grab? Well, I met this guy in Shanghai who makes the materials for the bristles for Colgate and Unilever toothbrushes. And he was the one who taught me at the same time as I saw a video from India, of all places, right, of a guy using rubberized materials on glass. And he said, if you look at... No, Kim, square doesn't work. Square doesn't work. As soon as you go off into the corner, you've got a gap there. You can't rinse and agitate in the corner with a square. You've got to put something that goes into the corner like that and splays into the corner. That's how it works. You have to. I'm a mad scientist, right? I study this stuff like crazy. So low network, no. So grab. If you look at if you spend $7 to $10 on a toothbrush, you will get a rubberized bristle. You might get nylon around the outside, but you'll get rubberized bristle on the inside. And so that's why we have the green rubber. If you think about it, we have Magic Eraser built into the brush. We have, this is the new one, the silicone bristle. But these actually grab stuff off glass. So if you ever have had to clean bee poo, like wherever you are in the world, right? Bee poo, yeah, but Craig Mollum is also a mad scientist in the pure water side, right? So that's I like that guy. I spent a week with him. I don't know if you know that, right? Back in 2006, I went and did the British Window Cleaning Academy. We were actually going to represent Ionics in Australia. So I spent a week with him and Ruben. Very inspiring. So anyway, grab is grab like this, right? So you can scratch the bee poo off with a bristle. You can scrape the bee poo off with a bristle, but you can never get the residue of bee poo off with a bristle or with a scraper. And that's where you need a grabber, right? So that's why we have the silicone bristle coming out. And we've got, I don't know, maybe 14 people testing this. And silicone is is amazing, and I'll do a demo of it soon. I've got so much going on. So the fun part of this is that it squeaks. You know when your kids, your kids are teething and you rub their gums and it goes, right? So when you're cleaning the window with this scrub here, it goes it's like, anyway, music to your ears. I think you're all going to love it, right? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, forget the square-ended brushes. They are just, it's a bias. It's from the broom days, yeah? So brooms have square ends, so brushes have square ends, but you can't take a square into a corner and have it work. Yeah, so that looks like things won't get stuck. Look, it's interesting because a lot of people want to go towards microfiber. The thing that terrifies me about microfiber on glass is that it is a grabber, but it doesn't release. Yeah. So the microfiber doesn't release, and that bothers me because if you do get a bit of grit stuck in a microfiber, then it's going to scratch the glass. If it's harder than the glass, it can scratch the glass. So microfiber worries me. I feel that microfiber is for hydrocarbons. If you've got hydrocarbons on glass, thanks Ryan, you're a champion. If you've got if you've got hydrocarbons on glass, like I live in a city of 8 million people, I live beside a river where there's barges going up and down. So if I leave my window open, which I do, like everybody on this building, leave the window open, and so over time, the hydrocarbons, the pollutions, get caught on the glass. Now you can't take a bristle brush and clean. Yeah, keep asking me questions. So you can't take a bristle brush with water and take hydrocarbons off. So you need detergent, right? So that's where I think microfiber comes in. You can put detergent in there, right? We are looking at a chemical brush in the window weapon design. But we haven't got there yet. We're just looking at little pump systems for a couple of other things as well. And also warm water is also true, but boy, you got to pay for it, right? Anyway, I agree. I can't argue. So, coffee. It's, I don't know what time it is here. Maybe 9 o'clock in the morning here. So tomorrow. But the good thing is, I can tell you, tomorrow is amazing, right? So this is what we've got coming down the line. We've got a bunch of new brushes, which are the next generation. I am a geek, right? I'm a complete nutter. So we've got new brushes coming down the line, starting with a radial. And then radial weapon will be coming relatively soon. We'll have that at the PWMCA. We've got Reach It Rubber coming, we've got the patent drawn up now, so we'll lodge that just after Chinese New Year, and we'll start showing you that. So I hope I'll have that at least in a prototype form at the PWMCA. Then we're working on some channels, working on some pivots and swivels, right? But we're not copying anybody. I think you look at Reach It, and there's nothing we do which copies. I've got a guy working. You know how we employ BidSlot, right, to do our calls and take our calls and everything. But he's making outbound calls, and he says, like, why is Reach It better than anybody else? I said, well, here's the thing. Every window cleaning system cleans glass, but so does newspaper and spirits. So does the boar's hair brush and the squeegee. And if you look at window cleaning history with Noah, then you can see the original technique, right? You can see them squeegeeing, wiping the blade, squeegeeing, wiping the blade, squeegeeing, wiping the blade. Right, so every system, a broom-style brush cleans windows. It doesn't clean everything off windows, because if you've got non-water solubles, you need a higher level of aggression, or you're going to be there forever scrubbing. Like I just put a post up in most of the groups in the pressure washing side. Like you should be able, after soft washing and pressure washing, you should be able to clean windows in 5 seconds. 5 seconds a window. But I said 10, right? So, there's money in glass if you clean it fast. But if you look at, us versus Ionix or Tucker or Cena or the sticker brands, whatever, if you look at them all, do they clean glass? Yes, they clean glass, right? But the question is which cleans glass faster? Because I think if any of you have looked at our window cleaning, Waterfed Medic in YouTube, we've got, if you Google Waterfed Medic, You'll see we met this guy called Dr. Douglas J. Mills. He's an MD of Occupational Health and Therapy. Now he's a ER MD in Dallas, Texas, but he was in Fort Worth, Texas for the Army there. And he taught me about ergonomics. He taught me about efficiency. He taught me I'm not selling water-fed poles, I'm selling tools. He taught me what tools should be. He's taught me the evolution of tools, right? Why do you make a different tool? Why do you make a better tool? And there's only one reason: faster, better, safer, right? And that's where faster, better, safer ultimately came from, right? So I just look at it and say, I'm not satisfied that our tools clean glass because everybody's tools clean glass. I'm satisfied that our tools clean glass faster. Tools that clean glass faster. So he gave me the example like this one. The jackhammer, it's not very ergonomic. Water-fed poles are not very ergonomic. I think they're potentially hazardous for injury, and I think a lot of guys don't last very long. You don't see a lot of guys who have been water-fed window cleaning for 10 years, right? So they do injure you. But his example of this was the jackhammer. Now you go, right, the jackhammer. You imagine the load on the body of the guy using a jackhammer. But he said, why does the jackhammer exist? Because he said it's an innovation of what? What is the jackhammer replace? Now, you guys who are younger probably don't even know. You guys who live in the city probably don't even know, right? But when I was growing up, I was throwing a solid steel crowbar, boom, boom, boom. I grew up on a farm, so I had to have to dig the holes for the you know, not long run fence posts, you know, just short run fence posts. Like we had the hole digger, you know, the post hole digger on the back of the tractor for long run. But you know, if you just have to put something up, then you go boom, boom. You hit a rock and you got to go boom, boom like this. So the jackhammer, even though it's not very ergonomic, is faster. Therefore, you use less work. Work is a scientific term. It's force through distance, force times distance. So if you can use less force, or you can have your body move less distance, you're going to be more efficient. Oh, you know what? That's a great question, Joel Lamb. Is there a substantial time difference between using a tucker pole on a brush versus a reacher pole on a brush? Yes, but only if you use a reacher technique. Do you know what makes you slow? What makes you slow is your technique. Now, the question is, can you change your technique with a tucker brush, right? Now, I have absolute respect. Tommy Tucker is the mastermind of the water-fed window cleaning industry, and what he saw was right. What he couldn't do was make it, right? And I always look, I've got an iPhone 11 Max Pro 512, whatever, that you're watching me on now, right? What Steve Jobs saw, right, was probably what we're using today, right? But what he could make was an iPhone 3, and if you go back to the Apple ads and it goes, you can even get on the internet with your phone, right? Like he was the guy who started what we have now today. But he saw something. If you haven't seen the video of him put Steve Jobs' bicycle, that's his vision, right? The fastest animal on earth, right, is a human on a bicycle, right? So an ergonomic bicycle, by the way. Or a wind efficient bicycle, you know, like that. So what we looked at was tools and technique, right? So thanks buddy, see you Kim, have a good one, cheers. So if you have a reacher brush and you use it with the tucker technique, now the original tucker technique was clean the top half of the glass, clean the bottom half of the glass, clean the top half of the glass, then clean the whole glass, and then rinse, right? And what happened with him is that the technology wasn't available, or he didn't persist in the technology. So he started with a very, very, you know, strong, dense bristle brush. Now, if you look at a tucker brush today, you know, they've got these great big holes in them where bristles are missing. And so you imagine in those two slots there, the amount of bristles on the glass is not the same as the bristles on the rest of the brush. So you won't see that with a reacher brush. Like we've got solid, exactly the same amount of bristles all the way across, the same density of bristles all the way across. So every stroke is exactly the same on every piece of the glass. Then Tommy Tucker, I don't know if you know, but he had a spray jet. Sometimes you see the Gardner and there are some other things coming out of the UK with putting spray jets over the top. Like when I was a window cleaner, I did that. That's the first thing I did. I thought I've got to get the spray over the top, right? But it's not right. So right, it's got to be integral. And it's and the water. We were trying to chase dirty water off the glass with the jets. Reacher doesn't do that, right? Reach It places the water, if you've got the bristles, Reach It places the water just on top of the bristles. That's all you want. The bristles break the surface tension of the glass, the water follows it down, and the water cascades regardless of whether it's hydrophobic or hydrophilic, right? So all the education about hydrophobic, hydrophilic is only for broom style brushes, off glass rinsing, all that sort of thing. So Tommy Tucker knew if you have, 2 levels of agitation, you have a dual trim brush, so the outer bristles will be made at an angle, the inner bristles will stay at 90 degrees. And then that will give it the digging at this and the scratching at that. And then he had the over-the-top spray. Then he compromised. He put the jets on the inside of the brush because he couldn't get a spot-free rinse with the over-the-top, right? So when he put the jets in the middle of the brush, everybody copied. It took a long time, but when everybody copied the compromise, and nobody went back to the original design. And that's what I did with the constructor brush. As I looked at what he'd done, say what was he trying to achieve, can we achieve that? And then you can see the journey, it's horrible, right? Highs and lows, man. We thought we were so on it when we released that thing, but there was more to do, yeah? So if you look at radial I think is what Tommy Tucker may have actually envisaged himself. But if you use a radial the same way as you use a Tucker, how can you go faster? If you clean the bottom of the glass, then you clean the top of the glass, and then you take it off the glass and you rinse like this, blah, 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 trying to chase dirty water off glass with pure water in little jets, right? If you do that, right, and you can't get the water into the corners and you can't get the water down the sides because the bristles are splaying, even if you put a rinse bar on a Tucker, you can't do the same, right? Because as soon as if the jet is here and you go into the corner, right, there's no water in here. And you go down the side, the bristles splay out, and the jet's out here, so there's no water down here. So that's why you see guys with Tucker brushes, even with rinse bars, still doing off-glass rinse because they got no choice, right? Thank you, Joel, for being part of the journey with us, yeah? Whew. Did you get it in the box, the sliding box, where the 12, the 16, and the 20-inch were all from the same box, and we just clipped it in different places? I thought that was clever. Well, that's because we didn't have the side-to-side on there. You had to fit your own side-to-side, remember, at the very beginning. Now we've got pivot. Pivot is amazing. Pivot, you can actually adjust the tension, yeah? Yeah, so the Reach It technique is, if you use a squeegee, the chances are you use a squeegee like this. If this was a squeegee, well, let me see if I can get a squeegee. Let me just check it's not Reach It rubber. No, good. Okay, so you get a squeegee. You go up to the center, across to the corner, and down the frame, right? Then you come back up to the center, across the corner, and down the frame. If your squeegee is more than half the width of the window, you've finished, right? There is no fan, or straight pulls or anything like that. Jeanette Jones is here. Good to see you from Queensland, right? So with the Reach It brushes, we have the same technique. Up to the center, our jets are, just putting the water here, even we can run the bristles over on top of the frame, right? So you come across here, the water is there, up to the center, and then as you come round, those directional jets turn on, right? The ones we bend the water 60 degrees back that way, those jets turn on. Then you come down the frame and you angle the brush this way, right? So now all that water is running down and washing and rinsing the frame. So if your brush is over half the width of the window, then you've finished. Now you can do that twice if the window's dirty, whatever. If you need to do it 3 times, switch to Window Weapon, because Window Weapon will do it twice, right? So, but up to the center, down the frame, up to the center, down the frame, it's finished. There's no rinse. The agitation is on the upstroke, the rinse is on the downstroke. The downstroke is also an agitate. The bottom of the, I haven't got one with me, right? Oh, here, boom. I have got one with me. Okay, so up to the center, across to the corner, and down the frame. Now this is a deep frame, so you can see that corner issue there, but we've got these jets squirting water out to here, right? So when you're here, the water is here in the corner, and then down the frame. Up to the center, across to the corner, right? Keeping the water off the top so you're not introducing dirt into your rinse water, right? Water's in there, down the frame. If your brush is if it was over half the width of the window, you've finished. That's the technique. There's no separate rinse. Good on you, Jeanette. Thank you. Yeah, the family as well. Bree's well, Harrison's well, Ollie's well, Chloe is well, everybody is well. Thank you. So there you go. That's the technique. So if you have the Reacher technique, that's what makes you faster, but you can't use the Reacher technique with the other tools because they're not designed that way, right? They're adding bits and pieces to try and keep up with us, but they're not understanding the mad geeky stuff, right? So there you go. Kevin Fuller's in here. G'day, buddy. How are you? So very soon we'll start promoting the Window Cleaner app. It's got 150 groups in it. It's the industry in a pocket. If you want to see anything about it, yes, superior agitation, rinse, and technique. But the time saving can only come from the technique, Joel. You can't get time saving from a tool if you use, like, imagine if you got a jackhammer, right? And you think, oh, boom, yeah, boom, and you start throwing it at the ground like you would a crowbar, right? You're not going to get any increase in efficiency. You have to have the technique. So it's a tool with a technique. Will we make a hot water system? Because it is Let's Chat. Any questions will do and I'll answer. No, I don't think I will. I think you can do a hot water system yourself much more efficiently. If you go to the RV industry, you can buy that, propane system, just a fraction of the price of what somebody in the window cleaning hot water versus hot water, right? You just want hot water. You could get, and you don't need hot water. You can use warm water as well, right? Oh, John, radial brush cut my time in half on a job I did yesterday. Usually took me 4 hours, did it in 2 hours. $450 an hour. It's true, right? You can only use the technique to the greatest degree with the tool. Yeah, because the thing is that if you're the geek, right? So I'm a designer, yeah, and copy is not design. So usually the person who copies gets it wrong. I'll give you a great example. A company called Decathlon and another company developed a swimming mask, right? And I've got it, right? And Ollie's got it as well. So we go snorkeling, not a swimming mask, snorkeling mask, and it's a full face snorkel, right? Now, last year, maybe 6 people died wearing full face snorkeling masks, but they weren't Decathlon, right? Decathlon designed the full face snorkeling mask. And so how did they die? They got carbon dioxide poisoning. Why did they get carbon dioxide poisoning? Because the person that copied didn't understand the design, right? So the design is that the exhaust, when the guy breathes out, that out air has to go out and the in air has to come in. But what happened in the copies, because they're trying to get around the patents or whatever like that, they had it such that the air that you were breathing out would become part of the air that you were breathing in. And then these guys who were swimming, they were all people doing, extreme exercise. So they were being, really, really sucking it through. Pardon me. And so what they have is they were recycling and then they died from wearing this mask, swimming. Yeah. We have a gripper heated tank. Yeah. See, I think if you can get a heated tank system from somebody else, that's fine, because there's a logic in heated water. I don't think that it's so critical, and I certainly don't think it's got anything to do with regular cleaning. I think it's only critical if you... No, because you know what? There's nothing we can do with hot water that somebody else hasn't already done. So come back. Sorry about the connection. I don't think it's an area we want to go into. Like we're going into solar powered electric bikes. We're going into, HVAC stuff. We just shipped 300 toolboxes, to Australia. Like we've got other things that we're doing. We've got the window cleaner app and we want to develop that for the pressure washing industry and stuff like that. I just don't see there's any, if I can't give you a time advantage, then I'm not into it. It doesn't turn me on, So, and I really think that you can just go to the RV caravan. I think if you're in the UK, RV caravan industry, and just, a few $100s, you can get hot water, right? There's nothing really hard about heating water. You just put a power source to it, whether it's gas or electricity, and you just heat water. So what's the big deal? You know, what you can do is get a reverse osmosis system to perform better. You know, if you can get that water temperature up, keep it constant, 25 degrees, 30 degrees. I don't think it really cleans windows better. I think it compensates for bad brushes. So I put my effort and say, okay, really? You know, brushes, like, you know, if I can get you a better brush, I'm going to multiply your efficiency way better than adding hot water. Like, way better. Now, can hot water help as well? I'll tell you where hot water helps. Hot water helps get the water off the glass and dry quickly. So I think there's a case for hot water in the pollen areas, you know, stuff like that, when the pollen comes through, or very windy, dusty areas like Australia is right now. Then you could say, okay, if I heated that water, it would dry on the glass faster. But I mean, Australia's like 50 degrees Celsius, 120 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So that water's drying like pretty fast anyway. But, you know, the upside of hot water, I don't think is ever going to give you a return on your investment, ever. Unless maybe if you're dealing with hydrocarbons, you know, where you're going to break down the hydrocarbons a little bit more with hot water, but you can do that with detergent. You can put detergent into your tank and just have, you know, some GG4 or some Dawn or something, just squirt it in the tank and it'll do the same thing and it doesn't leave streaks or spots, you know? So, yeah. Yeah, we're doing a lot of things, Randy. That's why you don't see me live very often. We've got so many things going on. Yeah. I'll show you this bike like later. We haven't even unpacked it yet, but we're prototyping. You know, having a solar panel. No, you're fine. No, it's let's chat. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, Joel. That's what the whole thing is. I like it when people ask questions, you know, so I can answer them. I'm excited about the things we're doing. We're working on a squeegee system. We think we can re-engineer that. We're looking at everybody's thinking on that, the Mormon thinking, the Wagtail thinking, and then some of the DIY guys are working with me as well, you know, and we're looking at what guys are putting out and seeing our way through that. Chris Bellflower's here. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. So Silicon Bristle, you'll like this. Silicon Bristle, yeah. Silicon Bristle's coming out. Jimmy Jones, are you still here? What two scrubs do you want together? You know, because I looked at this one, but I don't know that I like it or not. The blue metal and the noodles. We're going to bring out Sumo for a guy called Zach Bristow, right? He wants Sumo, and a couple of people have asked it, which is the whole mop made of this, made of these noodles. It's really interesting. Like, the guys are loving that. So that's good. All right, so what else have we got going on? We've got Chinese New Year happening now, so we get a bit of a break. Well, I don't really, but everybody gets a bit of a break in the factory. We've got the window cleaner app nearly out. It's in Google Play now, and it's a blank canvas. I'll just talk about that a little bit. Look, I want to create a place where everybody can talk about everything that they need to talk about in the way that they should talk about it. So no trolls, no BS talk, no destructive talk. Constructive criticism is amazing. Like, everybody, all of us who do anything, like whether you're a window cleaner, pressure washer, manufacturer, whatever, we all grow from mistakes, right? So constructive criticism, identification of things that could be right, better, yeah, rubber for squeegees, man. Rubber for squeegees. Yeah, I'm really proud of this one. Do you know that nobody has changed the squeegee rubber essentially for 80 years. 80 years, right? So that, you know, think about that. So, I lost a couple of people then. I must have had a drop off. So, yes, so we're looking at that, and then we're looking at some other things, some very exciting things. And the window cleaner, the window cleaner app, it's an environment for everybody to be able to talk about what you want to talk about, where you want to talk about it, and then what you talked about to be able to be referenced by other people. So if you wanted to talk about Unger, there's a group about Unger, and Unger can't post there. There's a group about Reach It, and Reach It can't post there. If you want to see Reach It post, you'll go to the supplier channel, right? And then all of the Sorbo's great. Yeah, but I don't think he didn't really change the rubber. Like, he changed the composition of the rubber, but not the shape of the rubber, right? So, you know, what'll happen is that if you want to find out about Reach It, then you'd go to the Reach It group, and everything about Reach It will be in the Reach It group. But if you want to find out about Unger, there'll be Unger advocates in the Unger group, and they'll say how Unger's better than Reach It. It doesn't matter, right? That's what you want. So it's like an industry in the pocket. So you can go to window cleaner windowcleaner.app, right? And you'll see a basic overview of the app. And then we're going to have mentors in there, and mentors are going to get, you know, their own little page where you can see who they are, and if they help you give you some advice and you buy through our store, then you can get a benefit from, the mentors will get a benefit, right? 10% credit in store. So we're very transparent. The same deal for everybody, no secret deals. And then if you've got favorite suppliers, like we'll approach Titan Industries and Craig Harrison. We're talking with Carlos, talking with AC Lockyer, talking with my good man over at Service Monster. But we just kind of wanted to launch it, but it's a blank canvas. So if the guys who are kind of like, gimme, I want something from it, I mean, they're not really going to get a lot out of it, while the guys who have got this small window of chance in winter, to add value to it, then that's what we want to do with the app, is get the good guys in, filling it up, mentors in every group. We've got local groups for each state of America, one group for the whole of Australia, one for each state in Australia. We've got a group for the whole of New Zealand, a group for Ireland, the island of Ireland, and then the UK and each area in the UK. So if there's something specific about your area, then you can actually start posting it, because everybody goes spider webs, but nobody thinks that the spiders in Australia are different to the spiders in America, are different to the spiders in the UK. They lay webs differently. They lay webs at different times. They have dropped their babies probably differently. I don't know. Bee poo. Bees eat different things. Bee poo is different. Oh my. There you go. All right. I've talked long enough. I will sign out. And if you've got any questions, have you watched this far? Ow. If you have got any questions and you watch this far in the replay, then fire the questions in. I'll answer them for you, right? But we're really excited about 2020. Okay. See you guys.